Good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone around the globe, because this is a project for humanity. Lately, I've been conducting and interviewing people to find out what they knew about bottom-up economic models. And after doing the interviews, this is my review on the bottom-up economic models research review. From my previous video that I've shared recently, we hit the streets of Nairobi to find out and research how Wananchi understood the bottom-up economic models and how helpful the Hustler Fund has benefited them. The findings will shock you. Please follow the link and watch our videos to be updated and for a better understanding on what I'm talking about. The sad reality of things is 100% of Wananchi that I interviewed did not understand the meaning of bottom-up economic models, and not only them. I have been researching on the topic either when I meet Wananchi in malls, matatus, marketplace, anywhere I go, watching mainstream media. 99% of our leaders cannot explain, elaborate, or share or show how to implement the bottom-up economic models. Nobody seems to understand exactly what bottom-up economic models means. I am Caroline Kilu, the CEO and the founder of Chivala Foundation, a Kenyan-based non-government organization with a vision to achieve a rich, healthy, stable environment for present and future generations. Chivala Award is a scheme established by Chivala Foundation. With the following basic steps to develop and implement a world-winning climate change and development award scheme, as the CEO and the founder of Chivala Foundation, I wrote a proposal for my foundation, a guideline which is geared at maximizing food production, eradicate malnutrition, stimulate job opportunities, alleviate poverty, regional and international trade, minimize waste in our community, maximize opportunity on water harvests, rehabilitate our environment, and adequate information on market and climate pattern. Our objectives, which are to advocate on climate change, development, innovation, art, culture and sports, good governance, access to knowledge, information, and trigger active Wananchi who will be more active and responsible for their own development and change using the bottom-up economic models. Chivala vision is to make sure that positive change is successful. We need to own up to our environment and development, achieving positive change such as proper economic growth and preventing negative change such as conflict or climate change are central to tackling poverty, inequality, food insecurity, joblessness, insecurity, and all that. Chivala Foundation agenda is to bridge and partner with institutions that provide these services through participation in the program. Chivala aims to accomplish, among other things, opportunities for communities and ordinary citizens to discuss and come up with their own sustainable solution for some of the challenges they face in their daily lives and change their principles, discipline of economic frame of reference if the economy of Kenya is to move from inefficient in terms of poverty alleviation, tackle inequality, adapt to climate change, and mitigation program. The current administration is really trying. Yeah, that one I can attest to implement the bottom-up economic models. Though as us as Wananchi are letting ourselves down, either because we are not united or other political interference. During the 9th National and County Coordination Summit in Naivasha recently, the president vowed to include everyone and all the 47 counties to participate in our country's development. Secondly, he promised to increase each county budget to 100 million and timely budget of 4.7 billion yearly in each and every county. This is good news. We need to take advantage of this as wananchi. And we need to stop crying every time that, oh, serikali saidia, oh, serikali, we want this. No, we have to work hard and we have to participate. We have to be active citizens. We have to be inclusive. We have to participate in the government decision, either be policies, being development, in anything that the government does. We have employed these leaders. Excuse me. We have employed these leaders to work for us. And yet, we are here just sitting down and waiting for the government to work. Well, we as citizens, we are contributing nothing apart from the revenue that we contribute, which is extraordinary, because if we can participate in our development, we will hold the government into accountable that we do not need to pay huge amount of taxes just to get development, because there are so many companies out here who are not paying taxes as they're supposed to be because they're conniving with KRA commissioners and they're being bribed so that the companies do not pay taxes. We can no longer live like this. This is going to contribute to a lot of insecurity, and Kenya being the only country in the Horn of Africa that is stable, we cannot lose our country in instability. The government has been crying lately that insecurity and Al-Shabaab, they're threatening to bomb our country. I can't blame them, because look at this. In the semi-arid areas like Mandera, Marsabit, and the other counties that are the neighbors, these people, because of drought, they have lost their domestic animals. There is no development in these counties. And the only bank they have is banking through the animals. And these animals have died, meaning these people do not have money anymore. They have lost their investment. They have children that they have to send to school. They have children that they have to feed, clothe, and all the needs, either be healthy, whatever they need. But now they cannot do that because they've lost their animals. Losing their animals means they've lost their money, their investment. And when they lose their investment, these people are angry. They're annoyed because they cannot understand why the government did not prepare them early enough so that they can be well equipped to prepare themselves and well enough to prepare themselves. And these are the youth that are joining Al-Shabaab. Once they join Al-Shabaab, the insecurity will continue increasing. And like I've said before in my timeline, that a lot of us, we have migrated from our communities in the rural to the urban areas because we can no longer plant food, or we cannot invest in farming because farming has become so expensive. And also because of the rain pattern, and we do not know when it's going to rain. Most of our food are rotting in the farm because either we do not have fertilizer, there is no rain, everything. And most of these people have decided to move to the cities. And when they come to the cities, what happens? They take loans, either mobile loans or bank loans, so that they can be able to cater for their families or their needs. And when they do that, what happens? The city council goes into their investment, abolishes everything, destroys everything, And these people are left with nothing. If they're left with nothing, what do you expect them to do? They'll get to the street, rob you, or come into your house so that they can be able to feed their families. I do not even condone them, because that is the sad reality of life. We need to be active as citizens. We need to join our government. We need to be united as citizens of this country so that we can hold our government and our leaders into accountability and transparency. And this is the only way we can be able to eradicate and stop corruption. Because once we are involved in the government, there'll not be any more corruption, because we will be able to tell them, demand what we need and what we want from them. Once we are able to do that, there'll not be corruption, and there'll be development, there'll be decentralization. We don't have to migrate in the cities. In the cities, we can stay at home. I applaud the government program for building homes. It is a good initiative, but we don't need all this. We need to go back to a rural where we have huge chunks of land and develop those lands. Because here you have to buy a land, you have to buy an apartment, you have to build a house, and yet you have to retire to your rural area so that you can be able to build a home. Why should you build a home twice? You can stay in your rural area and stop this immigration, unnecessary immigration, and invest in your rural where you have a chunk of land where you can build your home. You can invest in farming, and you don't need to come here. And that is how development happens from the grassroots, from the bottom, in each and every constituency. This thing of migrating in Nairobi and the government wasting a lot of money in urban migration in these homes, it is a waste of funds. We need to stop this. What they have done, we can handle that, but can we stop this and focus more on our environment, on food security, and investment, entrepreneurship, innovation? That is the most important thing. Back to my review. Chivala agenda is to bridge and partner with institutions that provide these services. I'm sorry, let me go back again, because I've forgotten where I was. As I said, I'm Caroline Kilo, the CEO and the founder of Chivala Foundation, a Kenyan-based non-government organization with a vision to achieve a rich, healthy, stable environment for present and future generations. Chivala Awards is a scheme established by Chivala Foundation, working with the following basic steps to develop and implement a world-winning climate change and development award scheme. As the CEO and founder of the Chivala Foundation, I wrote a proposal for my foundation, a guideline which is geared towards maximizing food production, eradicate malnutrition, stimulate job opportunities, alleviate poverty, regional and international trade, minimize waste in our country, maximize opportunities on water harvest, rehabilitate our environment, and adequate information on market and climate pattern. First and foremost, we are increasingly realizing that sustainability of our environment and development is not the pursuit of a single sector working in isolation, but a shared responsibility for changing how we relate to our environment and to each other. The Bottom-Up Economic Modules initiative calls for collaboration between government, learning, and service delivery institutions, private sector, the Jua Kali sector, communities, and all stakeholders. Chivala Foundation is to make sure that positive change is successful. We need to own up to our environment and development. Achieving positive change, such as poor economic growth, and preventing negative change, such as conflict and climate change, are centered to tackling poverty, inequality, food insecurity, joblessness, and insecurity in general. Chivala Foundation agenda is to bridge and partner with institutions that provide these services through participation in the program. Chivala aims to accomplish, among other things, opportunities for communities and ordinary citizens to discuss and come up with their own sustainable solution for some of the challenges they face in their daily lives and change their discipline of economic frame of reference if the economy of Kenya is to move from inefficient in terms of poverty alleviation, tackle inequality, adapt to climate change, and mitigation programs. The current administration, which is led by His Honorable William Samoei Ruto, is currently trying to implement the bottom-up economic models, though us as Wananchi are letting ourselves down, either because we are not united or other political interference. During the 9th National and County Coordination Summit in Naivasha recently, the President vowed to include everyone and all the 47 counties to participate in our country's development. Secondly, he promised to increase each county budget by 100 million and a timely budget of 4.7 billion. Yeah, you had that right. Yearly. The question here is, how are we going to take advantage of this initiative to change our current and future generation? Secondly, the World Bank vowed to support the Bottom-Up and the Hustler Fund to empower ourselves and initiate our community's development. As a community, are we prepared? Do we understand the challenges in our communities and what needs to be done to achieve our goals? Or we have no goals? That is something to think about, because most of the time we are always on social media, either looking for the so-called influencers who have no content because the only thing they do is cloud chase. And the other thing is they have nothing to develop, to help the community develop. It's just about rumors, gossip, cheating, things that are not, they cannot help us process or grow. We need to change this because most of us Kenyans, we are always on the social media. And we need to use the social media the right way as a source of information where we can grow ourselves and unite ourselves, not where we go to get rumors of who slept with who is cheating with who. Those are not important. How does that even protect the future generation of this country? How does that hold our government responsible, accountable? No, we need to change our mindset in what we look for in social media going forward. The lack of conversation between our leaders and communities has limited our understanding on how change happens. Change can only happen when we understand the nature and challenges of development, understanding the process that leads to change, which will take place in an even more united Kenya. Performance in pluralism and national ownership, less dramatic than mass protests, but equally important. Please join Chivala Foundation website, Facebook page, and my channel on YouTube channel. The process that leads to awakening so that you can be able to get more information on the process that leads to the awakening of the sleeping giants, because it is a process. It's not something that you're going to wake up today and change. It is a process, and we need to unite as a country, as Wananchi, so that we can be able to move forward and so that we can be able to enjoy the fruits of our working hard. Don't mind, just a little bit of noise that I have to let it pass so that I can continue. Once you join our channels, it will be easier to help you participate and help you contribute to the development of your county and eradicate poverty, yes, and create jobs, because us as a developing country, we have a lot of opportunities, but we are not looking inwards. We are still pivoting on the Western countries. We need to stop this. As the sleeping giants, we are entrepreneurs. Our DNA is entrepreneurs. We can do this, but we cannot do it as individuals. We can only do it when we come together as a people, as a community. That is how we can achieve our goals and how we can hold our leaders and our government to account and eradicate poverty, stop corruption, create job opportunities for our youth, who are the 70% or 60% of the population. The sad part of this is they're drowning in alcohol, sex, early motherhood. I feel sorry for the next generation because they have no, I don't know even how to put it, but we need to really come together as a country. That time we spent on social media, we can only spend like 5 minutes to like, share, subscribe our channel. And once we do that, we are able to equip ourselves and protect the future generation. It's just that simple. Going to watch Father Abraham, I don't know, Manzewa Kibira, Nduruman, Whistle Lady, who is not even helping in anything. And to my surprise, I saw Sakaja participating in that. And yet, in the videos that I did on Gorgon, these people are calling him to come and hear them and bring development to them and come and change some of the things that they're going through. But he has no time for that. Yet he said he has a box in City Hall where you can go and write whatever you want to write and you'll be able to read. Yet I have his phone number that I shared some proposal to him, but he never cared even to look. So if he cannot even care to look at his phone that is always with him, how is he going to go and check a box in City Hall? Really, Kenyans, we need to wake up. We need to come together so that we change our country, because the insecurity and what is there for our future, you have no idea. The future is so uncertain, and the things that are going to happen, you don't want to know. And the only thing you can do is just take 5 minutes to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and be updated on what is going on in your community. That is all I'm asking. plug in to a channel to be updated on our next move so that we can be held accountable also as citizens for our development and change. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant evening.